Welcome to Old Town. Hello, my name is Felric, and I have recreated Old Town from scratch using no CC except 3 things from the Lost and Found beta Sims 2 things, but that's easily something you can take out of the game. Um, I thought that because I actually finished this neighborhood, it could be put up for download. I don't know how to do that, so if anyone knows how to do it, please let me know how to do it safely, obviously. Um, but yeah, and if you think, damn, you've been working on these 6 slots for the last 3 months from the last video, if you think that, you've been mistaken, because I have not only done this, I have done all of Old Town. And I think it actually looks quite cool. It even looks like an actual neighborhood, and I I always knew that the Sims 1 aesthetics will come through because I love their aesthetics. It looks grungy, it looks 90s, their furniture is so cool, it's gothic yet whimsical yet realistic. I don't know, I just love it. The color scheme, it's so nice. And unfortunately, in The Sims 2, they just decided to do this random ass ugly furniture that makes no sense sometimes. But you know, we work with what we have. And I actually managed to recreate a quite accurate version of Old Town. And you'd be thinking, why would you do this? I done all of this because I just wanna recreate Magic Town. Because in The Sims 2, the only Magic Town you have is the 2 castles from the Good and Evil Witch that no one gives a fuck, no one ever uses. I have never seen someone use them before. Um, and when you compare it to Magic Town, it's absolute shit what we get for The Sims 2. So I thought I want to recreate it, but why recreate just that when I can recreate it all? When The Sims 1 is actually very fun. The only issue with The Sims 1 is the lack of like generations and growing up and growing old and all of that. But now you don't have to worry about that. So here we are. What we're gonna do today, I'm gonna show you all of the houses, like a quick 360, and some of the Sims I recreated. I mean, I recreated them all, but you're gonna see like the faces and how I made them and stuff. I try to stick as Sims 1 accurate as possible. Um, so yeah, um, I was gonna say something else and I forgot, but it will come back to me. Let's start with the newbies, which are actually who you're supposed to start with The Sims 1. Oh yes, I remember. There's this person on TikTok, I don't know their name, but their channel is called The Sims Chronicles, and they play The Sims 2 without any mods, without anything at all. And their stories are so cool, and they're so wholesome and interesting, and I don't know, sorry. They add such um, um, a realistic take on their lives that it's just amazing. I will put in the description for people to see, but it's actually so good. And I thought that playing Old Town could be fun like that. So yeah, first of all, let's do a 360 of their house. See, for example, sometimes when I didn't have the furniture like the one there is in The Sims 1, I will do this. I will grab 2 things and just merge them into one to make it look like a fountain, let's say. Uh, I do what I can with what I have. See, there we go. Don't look at the money because I need to fix that later on. But yeah, so here we have their kitchen, here we have their bedroom, and here we have their bathroom. It's just a normal, simple house, and their back garden. And when I was building all of these houses, I thought this is the way that we're supposed to be building, like in a very simple matter, with what we have. This flooring, let me tell you about this flooring, because it's my cross to bear. It's all over the Sims 1 neighborhood, all over, but it doesn't exist in the Sims 2. So this is just 2 pieces of flooring to recreate the one from the Sims 1. But yeah, so here we have Bob Newbie, and here we have Betty Newbie. And that's it. And now we move on. Let's move to the Goth. Also, let's see it from lot view. How cool it looks, how realistic it looks. Oh, I need to actually, I almost forgot. See, these are the things that are good for when I do videos, because if we do this, now the grass is there. Yeah, it looks a bit fucked up. I'm not gonna discuss that, but at least from here, before we look at the trees, it looks nice. But to be honest, if you're playing here, you're not really looking at the river, so it's fine. Let's move to the Goths. Something I do need to add before uploading this is all their memories, which I can do that in Simpy is fine. But yeah, something with the Goths is that I haven't put any of the gravestones, because I have downloaded, I'll show you, like decorative tombstone, but I don't wanna put it as CC, and I search through sea and mountains for like Sims 1 to Sims 2 tombstones, like the ones the Sims 1 has, and I just could not find it. So if anyone has a link, please send it my way, but I just could not find it. I never knew there was like shadows inside here, that's cool. Anyway, so here is their house. I did the roof like this because, you know, the Sims 1 only has one type of roof, but the Sims 2 has so many more options, so I thought, you know what, let's make it look nice. And this was the only way that I could have the roof plus the windows on the back here. So yeah, so here is their dining area outside. I don't know how season's gonna look like when it starts raining and they're trying to eat outside. But yeah, so on the inside here we have their living room. Also, if you have the Legacy collection, you won't have any of the IKEA things, but they're easily added. So I thought, you know what, you can just add it because it's actually part of the game. It's just EA Games being cheap, as per usual. Anyway, their kitchen, again, this flooring, you're gonna see it everywhere. Their bathroom, their bedroom, and upstairs we have Cassandra's bedroom. This is not really the wardrobe that she has, but there was not really an equivalent. I could have done this one. Actually, it's more accurate to what she has, because it would be this one in white, but we don't have that one in white. So I thought, you know, we might as well. You can put this one, I guess. Yeah, let's leave it with that. I think it's too white. Yeah, let's leave that one. You know, sometimes I had to take creative choices. But as I was saying, if you would like, let me know. Whoever wants to download this at the end. I can recreate all the Sims that were ghosts in the Sims 1 and kill them and put them here. If you would like. You just have to let me know. And we can do that. And then for the faces, here we have Bella, like the OG Bella from the Sims 1. Her face is more squarey and her eyes are a bit more Asian, because Bella is supposed to be from Asian descent. So, yeah. Then we have Cassandra. And I love giving my Sims eyelashes, like the ones from the actual game, not CC. And then Mortimer. We have him. Can you look up? There we go. And here we have OG Mortimer. And there we go. And that is Cassandra going to school. I think it could be very fun to play with them, actually. Let's move on. Let's see the big mansion this time. I have been putting Pleasant View on a pause because This is what I always do. I end up doing too much and it overwhelms me and it stops being fun. But I'm very proud that I actually finish a neighborhood. Finally finish Old Town. And I cannot wait to start with Downtown. And it's not gonna overwhelm me because it's all very simple buildings, you know? Um like this took me maybe half an hour because it took me a bit longer because I was trying to match the design of like the order of the flowers from the Sims 1 to the Sims 2, and that took up quite a few minutes. But yeah, the floor again, it's never ending. But yeah, I actually look forward to, you know, the floor again. It's everywhere. I swear to God, it's actually everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Um, but yeah, let's move to this one. Then maybe we could do one community lot, one residential lot, not just to make it a bit more fun. Here we have the other house, which I think is the second most expensive in like the actual OG Sims 1 neighborhood. Here we have the inside, and here we have the upstairs. Oh, I forgot that. And there we go. And I did the same that in the Goth household there because there was no way to make it work, essentially. Um, but yeah, let's move on. This one is the one, well, you have like the empty lots that I also made with like the actual names and stuff for you to build whatever you want to build. Um, Here is the one I always put the pleasants um, in. I think canonically they're supposed to be here. Again, I need to fix the floor. The floor, not the sea. The sea, not the sea. The river. That's the word. But yeah, see, and now it looks normal. So here we have a 360 of that house. And then the inside, the floor again. But yeah, here it is. And then in the Sims 1, there's like a lake here that's supposed to go into what this river is supposed to be. And I thought, I could sort of like bring the river here and make this a beach lot. But then I thought it was a bit too much, not gonna lie. Um, Plus, the Sims wouldn't really be going in the river. I don't know. So I thought if you have it here, they can still be looking into the river. Plus, if I make a beach lot here, um, it will defeat the purpose of them going to the beach later on when I make the vacation lots. So, yeah, not a fan of that. So I thought they can look into it anyway. Um, let's look into the one I always put the roomies in. Which I shouldn't really because I only have one room, but I always make them a couple. So maybe that's why. So here we have 360. And here we have the inside, very simple. Something I always do is this, you will see it in all the lots. I try to make the grass look a bit more interesting. And even when you go outside into like neighborhood view, it looks nicer than just the house. It looks less flat. And that's something that I think the Sims 2 really struggles with. Flatness. And that's why I make, see how nice it looks like it's just like mix match um, terrain paint, I guess. Let's move into like all the other ones. I think if we do one community, one person, one empty, and then move like that, it could be fine. Oh, I need to add a description for the community lots. I almost forgot. Community lots were very hard to make because some items we just definitely do not have in the Sims 1, in the Sims 2, sorry. But I try my best to recreate it as much as possible. For the telephone, the Sims 1 has this like red English looking telephone pole, but that doesn't exist in Sims 2. We have this ugly ass blue thing that, I don't know, So I recreated like this, and it's actually usable. Sims will be able to walk through and use it, which is nice. Here we have the park. Let's do a 360 first. This is where you can adopt pets as well. And the Sims one has such a good amount of pets and birds and everything, and it's so cool. It sucks that in the Sims 2 we don't have, but I try my best at giving it as much realism as possible. Um, I don't like how. There we go. I didn't like how. I hate when it glitches. It just really ruins my vibe. But yeah, so here we have that. You can buy these, I guess. That's it. Here are some pets. Here you can buy actual pets, like cats and dogs. And then over here is supposed to be like where you can buy fishies and reptiles and stuff, but there's no reptiles, so I put lots of hamsters and aquariums and stuff like that. And here you can bathe your dogs if you want, and it's like a little park. And here's like a little coffee area. And yeah, that's it. Moving on. I would say I hope this video is not like an hour long, but you know the reality. It will be an hour long, and in a way, it's not that bad because the people who are like me, who like to put videos in the background while they play The Sims, they can just enjoy it for an hour. My lovely, lovely voice, which is not that lovely, but you know. So here we have the charming household. I did this, which I only done in this house because I got lazy and there's an issue that I have to show you. The Sims 1 has this window, but that window has also like railing on the front. But in The Sims 2 it doesn't. So I put a fence door on top to make it look like this, and it looks very pretty. But the issue is that when you put the fence, it stops the window from working as a window, so it doesn't reflect light inside. And you'll see. See how like there's no light coming from there? Because it's kind of like the fence gate makes it glitch, I guess. It's like you're putting something through the door. So, yeah. But yeah, so here is her kitchen, and her living room, and her bedroom, and her bathroom. And then here is what's Lucy? Is it Lucy? No, Claire. Claire Charming. She has red hair, like actual red hair, not not as like a ginger, as like red in the Sims 1. And this is the only red hair we have, but it also kind of matches what she has in the Sims 1, so I thought it would be cool. And here is Luna. And you know what? I haven't created a pet in The Sims 2 for ages, and it was actually quite fun. But yeah, so here's Luna Charming. Moving on. And as I said, I need to add memories to all the Sims. I need to add. I've done some of the relationships that they do, like the Goths are connected to Michael Bachelor, and they are also connected to the like Mortimer's parents here. So I made those connections, but that's about it. Let's move on to this one. Here's a 360. And here's the inside. Very simple, nothing crazy about it, done. Let's move on. I have never uploaded anything to Mod The Sims, so I don't know if there's a specific way in which you need to pack a neighborhood to make it, you know, safe to download and play. I don't know. You'll have to let me know. And then whenever I do the subhuts attached to like Old Town, like Downtown and the Vacations and Magic Town, you'll have to let me know, is this a way to upload just the subhood on itself, or how does it work? Because I have not a clue. So here we have Custer Market, and I'm planning on having someone own these, so then we can make them be able to sell all these plants and that, and I think it would be fun. Here's a 360 of that, and they can also, like, you know, grow things at the market as well. And whenever I played, I want to add, you know, the pumpkins patch thingy, so then they can grow pumpkins for like Halloween and stuff. And then when we go on the inside, here it is. They can also buy flowers for like dates and stuff, and I think that could be very fun, to make it more realistic and I don't know. And here is supposed to be the porta potties. Is that how you call it? I don't know. Those chemical toilets that you have outside. Um, but yeah, moving on. I think maybe the Burbs could own that, because they live in a farm. So it could be fine. See, there we go. See, this is one of the dresses that is actually from the Lost and Found beta Sims 2 whatever, that you could easily just change for the normal one. It's just that she has a pink dress, and there's not like a formal pink dress in the Sims 2. So I thought that's the closest things that we have. So here we have a 360. I gave them that because there's no making station. I thought that would look cool, and it's cool that one of them could actually build toys. And then on the inside here we have their kitchen and dining room. Here we have their living room, little entrance thingy, and then upstairs we have the parents' bedroom, and over here we have Mortimer's bedroom. He has a hamster as well, and their bathroom. And then here they have like all orange trees, and then they can grow stuff. Because I thought I don't want a whole family to be growing every single tree, so there's different lots that will be, let's say, like their focus on selling oranges, and I thought that could be fun. Here we had Brad Burb. Some of the Sims 1 adult males specifically look like elders, but I realized that they wouldn't be elders, right? Because they would die very quickly in The Sims 2 if they were elders, and The Sims 1 doesn't have aging. So I made them into adults, and you know, all the age marks, they're also from The Sims 2 beta, and they are actually in The Sims 2 files. For example, if you go to River Blossom Hills, one of the Viejo households has those markings, but you cannot change them in the Gaussian thing in the mirrors, because it just doesn't show, because it's hidden. But this is something that even if you don't have it, it will show. You just won't be able to edit it, but it will show even if you don't have it downloaded. So here we have Tiffany Burb. Girl, can you stop reacting to the weather? I hate those reactions, and I do have a mod to stop them, but like it just doesn't work. I don't know. So here she is, and all of the Sims have bios as well, which is the same bio from The Sims 1. And here we have John Burb with their dog Tucker, who looks a bit deformed, not gonna lie. But you know, it's still cute. I haven't played with pets ever, so I'm very excited for it. I need to make sure, yeah, because when I was creating pets, I always forget the gender. So some of the pets have the wrong gender, but I fixed it already. And again, I need to fix the money. So let's move on. I just cannot wait to see this neighborhood during autumn and during winter. I think it will be so cozy to play on these. To have the Goths actually, you know, age up and stuff like that. I don't know, I'm excited. Here we have the oak villa. And I love how I made it so, like, you know, the legs on one house move on onto the other and stuff like that. It's two separate lakes, obviously, but, you know, it's a lakey area, I guess. And here we have the inside. I should actually add a light here. There we go. Before uploading it as well, what I'm thinking of doing, because I like playing with the temperature mode, I might add like heaters and fans as well. Just just because I actually really like playing with temperatures. I think it adds such a realism to the game. Let's move on to this one. The Appleview Farm. This one I really enjoy building actually. I enjoy building farms in The Sims 2, I don't know why. It's my Stardew Valley of frustration. So here's a 360. These ones are all apples, obviously, because it's an Appleview farm. If we go inside, here's the inside. And here's the upstairs. And here's a little cottage they have on the outside. In The Sims 1, there's no flooring. Inside it's just dirt. But I didn't want to do that, so I just put them this dirty wood thingy. But yeah. Moving on. Let's do another community lots. This one. Then we can do these three, and we can move to this one, and then we can go to the downtown area of downtown, I guess. This one was so hard to build because of the proportions and stuff. Like it was very hard to realize how close it was from the road and how far away it was from other things. But yeah, and I had to make some creative decisions here because obviously this is used as a pet show place, but we don't have that in The Sims 2, unfortunately. So I'll show you what I done. First, let's do a 360. Okay, so what I done for that, first of all, you get in from here and then you have a little walk for like a little playground area, and then here I made into like a cooking contest thingy, which you actually have in The Sims 2. And then people can cook there, and then people can watch there, and yeah, and I thought it would be cool. And I look forward to see, I don't know, Bella and Diane Pleasant, and I don't know, other people sort of like compete. I think it would be cool. And then here we have a basketball court, and then over here we have a little cafeteria. You know, they can buy cakes and stuff. Baby cakes that were in this. You know, let's say the winner gets their cake sold here and then get a little commission from their sales. And this is a place that someone else is gonna own as well. So then they can organize all of this. But yeah. In The Sims 1 there's no tables or nothing here, but maybe we can add some later, or they can grab a coffee and sit here outside. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, moving on. I hope you're liking it so far because it was actually very fun to make. I didn't think it was gonna be that fun. When I started I was like, oh, but it was actually very fun. Again, this floor was everywhere in this house. I hate it with a passion. It took me ages. Here's a 360 of this house. This pool also made no sense to me, but this is the way it is in The Sims 1. So, yeah. So on the inside, it's a very blue and white house. But yeah, so here we have it. I was gonna use this actually. Where is it? I was gonna use this, but I thought it looked too formal for the type of house it is, and I hate why couldn't they make these white and these white and just have it like a normal house? I don't know. It looks weird to me, but you know, it is what it is. And now the more I look at it, the more that it belongs here, so I kept it. But yeah. moving on. I think building downtown is gonna be very fun because it will take my creativity to another level, trying to make up. Oh, I need to change the name of this building. I forgot about that. So silly of me. I think it's gonna be very hard because obviously Sims 2 downtown have so many things to do, where in the Sims 2 there's not that many. So I will try to keep it CC free still. There we go. We should add some lights here actually. Mm, There we go. But yeah, this is apparently the sea household. And that floor again, obviously, on the outside. Because I don't know, it seems like it was the only floor when they were building in the Sims 1, for fuck's sake. Um, this house, I don't know why, it has nothing to do with them, but it really reminds me of Olive Spectre. And I think it would be cool to sort of like have her move here, maybe, perhaps. The floor again. Let's do a 360. When it comes to like trees, they're not exactly in the way the Sims 1 had them, because I thought they were too spread apart, and I like my foliage. So yeah. So here's the inside. Such a pretty house, this one. But yeah, here we have it. See, we could have Olive sleeping here and Ophelia sleeping there, and you know, actually, it's just reminded me of it. I don't know why, but it was such a fun house to build as well because it's very original. I never thought of like putting columns on the outside like that. Anyway, let's move on. Let's look at this one and then we look at the cat family. This one is kind of like a bigger version of what I believe is to be the Pleasant household later on. Unfortunately, the telephone pole in lot view looks like this. It's just missing the windows on the side. But you know, what can you do? Same with this. I think there's a mod to fix this, but I'll download it later on. Here's a 360 of this cottage. And then when you go on the inside, it looks like these, and like these. And then upstairs you have this, and a little terrace. And that's it. I also thought it was very fun to actually put flowers around the houses, because in The Sims 2 I never do. And when I do, I have the mod for like perfect plants, so I never really have to look after my gardens. Because I find that gardens in Sims 2 look so unreal, because it's just like a square of flowers and that's it. And even if you put many, it still looks kind of like out of place. Um, but recreating from Sims 1, it actually made it look a bit more realistic. I don't know. She has so many cats. I never play with so many pets, and I think it could actually be fun as well. Uh, and her house was very pretty to build. So here we have a 360. Let's look at the inside. Here's the inside. She has two fridges because this actually wasn't a fridge. It's like the one where you can get snacks. But we don't have that from The Sims 2, so I just gave her a second fridge. And we could say that she just cooks a lot. Oh, this is a fridge where she has all the food for her pets, for her cats. And here's the upstairs. See, I would never be like this out of my own volition. Uh, but I actually like it. Um, and let's look at her and all the cats. Missing one cat. Wonder where that cat is. Oh, is it there? Yeah, there it is. That's not corruption. It's just if you have these and then you go, I don't know how to recreate it, but I know it's just a little quirk. There's nothing wrong with it. Here we have Genia cat, and I'm thinking like I want her adopting a child, which will be, you know, the cat family from The Sims 2, Lotbin. I think it could be someone she adopted, perhaps. But yeah, here's Genia, and here we have So Weird from a cat just running away when I'm trying to record. Oh, he looks angry as fuck. Anyway, so here we have this one, no thoughts in that head at all. Here we have this one. Oh, she looks so cute. And this one, no thoughts there either. Like, she looks kind of scared actually. But I have given, when it comes to pets, I forgot to say before, I given them the personality closest to what the Sims 1 personality had for them. And they all have descriptions as well. Not descriptions, bios. And I think it's quite cute that they have bios too. Oh, look at the picture! I love Boots. Boots is my favorite. But yeah, the Sims 1 personality for pets is quite different, but I made it as close as what it would be if it was this. But yeah, moving on. We have two more, and then we go into the proper community lots. Let's see. Let's do a 360. This one looks kind of abandoned to me. I don't know why. Even from the Sims 1. The Sims 1 has like this railing that has like a wooden thing on top, so I just put them these. And I guess they can use it, you know, when they get their mail and stuff and their bills, they will put it there perhaps. I don't know. I never had that before. So here is I need to fix this actually. Here we have a massive living room, a massive kitchen, a massive dining room. The Sims 1 has so much space in the houses. And then upstairs when we have a massive bedroom and a massive bedroom and a massive terrace and a massive bathroom. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm only sad that The Sims 2 doesn't have a spiral staircase that will be like this, like with this metal-y thing. I forgot the word for this anyway. It's very sad to me. And I'm sure I can download one easily, but I thought let's keep it CC free. Let's move on to the last one from the houses. Well, there's more houses on the other side, but the last one from the suburbs, I guess you could call it. And then I show you what I done for the tunnel that is on the top left corner in the neighborhood. So here we have this one. This one has two entrances actually. There's a little flower garden on the outside. And then when we go inside, here we have one of the entrances and then the other formal entrance, you could say. And then a massive dining room, living room, and a little porch. And then upstairs they have this bedroom. It's actually a very small house when you think about it. But yeah, some of their houses don't really make much sense in The Sims 1. In terms of bedrooms, like you have this massive house which has one bedroom. You could easily add a bedroom there, to be honest. But that's not what The Sims 1 had, so that's not what I created. Now let's go to the ones that took me the longest. Oh, sorry, I show you. So because there's no tunnels, and I tried putting rocks, but because the road was here, it just didn't let me. I thought this could work. So just ignore the road on the top. It could just be a dark gray ceiling, but this is the tunnel I created. And from far away, it kind of looks tunnely, you could say. But yeah. And then as well, the Sims 1 has, you know, the sign for the Sims at the front on this island, so I put the Sims 2 one there, and I think it looks quite cute. See? Now we're gonna go, let's see the Old Town Quarter. This one was so hard to build, and now you'll see why. Because of the railing. We don't have a teal railing, the one the Sims 1 has. So I created one with lots of mixture of things. Let's put it like this so you don't see the lines. So let's do a 360. And then let's look inside. See what I done? I done this one column. I think it's like a Japanese slash Chinese slash Asian column, but it's the only teal column we have, so I thought I'll have to do. And then these from Apartment Life, and these from Apartment Life as well. And it's the three teal things we have. So and from far away, it looks actually quite cool. But yeah. So here inside we have a little coffee shop area, like there's so many coffee shops in this whole area. I'm not talking about this lot, I'm talking about this area, as in like all of these ones. There's so many coffee shops. They used and abused coffee shops in the Sims 1. Here's another coffee shop, but this one you can use computers. It's like I don't know how you used to call it in English, like a internet cafe, I guess. I don't know. And here, there used to be a place where you could buy masks in The Sims 1, but there's no such thing in The Sims 2. So what I made it into like a vintage slash charity shop situation, where you could just buy lots of shit and clothes and stuff. And yeah, I thought it actually made more sense. And then for the bathrooms, or the toilets, sorry, the Sims 1 has these ones that are sort of like made of wood. So I thought, you know what, I could probably do the same by just adding this. And it works, and this door should be here, which means that this should be here. So then they have access to the bathrooms, which means that these should be here. Oh wait, it means that these should be here, these should be here, these shouldn't be anywhere. And then we're gonna cut these and cut these, and then add the railing here and here and here, and erase this one. And put it like this, and then these can go here. And there we go. It wouldn't be exact as the Sims 1, but at least now they have access to it, and I forgot to do that before, and I'm quite glad that I saw it, because that would have been a massive issue. And then upstairs, we have a little sort of like pool gaming area to like hang out, and then we have more bathrooms, and I need to fix it again. And here, let's see, there we go, these ones are fine. And here we have like a aviary room. I guess you could buy birds here and plants. But yeah, that's what we have. And then outside you have a little garden sitting area, you know, to like hang out. I thought that would be cool. But let's move on. I will try to put the Sims 1 music in the background. Maybe that could be fun. But I don't know if it would actually get copyright. I don't know. Maybe let's find out. Let's post the video, find out, and then we'll look into that. So here we have the Hick family. I need to give them a little pool situation. And then we can put one of these. There we go. And now they can see the river. I was very conflicted because I thought you have all these nice buildings and then a trailer home on the side, but I thought actually when you go to like cities, I was in New Orleans, And sometimes you have like very old pretty buildings next to like very small houses. So I thought it kind of makes sense, and then we can add more along these later on, you know? So yeah, so let's do a little 360. There's not much to see really, just the smallest house ever. And then when you go inside, here you have the kitchen, living room situation. They didn't have a TV, but I gave them one because I thought realistically they would have one. Here you have the bathroom and then the bedroom of Elton Hick, which in the Sims one it actually looks like a child's bedroom, and it has the same wallpaper that I gave not Mortimer, John Burr, but I didn't want to, we have more options in the Sims 2, so I didn't want to copy paste, so I gave him this one, and then here's the bedroom of the mother. And then to see how she looks, maybe you need to put this down. So here she is. Her story is actually quite interesting. I don't know if anyone knows it, but she used to be a model. She used to be Miss Sim City, but she lost all her savings to a psychic phone friend. So I tried to make her look pretty yet old, and kind of like she doesn't really look after herself, and because she lost all her money, she'll use very cheap makeup, and I don't know. She tries to be glamorous, but it's just really not going with her situation at the moment, I guess. And here we have what's his name? Leroy. Here we have Leroy Hick, and he looks very cute actually. If I can get the camera, he looks very cute. And then where is Eldon? Here we have Eldon Hick. If you can stop. Here he is. And then on the road we have Duke and Bobo. And here you can see them. Look how cute they look. I cannot wait to play with pets. See, this is the thing. I think if you do this and then you grab one, there you go. That's what happens. But then you go back and it's fine. So don't worry about that. And they are poor as fuck. But I gave them careers. All the Sims have the same careers that they used to have in the Sims 1. Let's move on. Oh, I should have saved, so then the river, I can do that later, it's fine. Let's look at the park. This is the fancy park that also took me ages to build. Let's do a 360 of the park. And then here we have a little outdoor coffee area. And then the entrance of the park, a little playground area, a fountain, the public toilets, a little sitting area. I thought that Sims could bring easels and things like that and put them there and paint and stuff. Or if I know I'm gonna bring a Sim that paints, I can go into neighborhood and then come back here and then put an easel, and you know the drill. But yeah, and it connects to this one, and I thought that was quite cool. Oh, and I almost forgot. I need to change these. I can do it in my own time. Because it will take me a long time just to put all the windows and decorations and stuff. And I just don't feel like doing it right now. Plus, I don't remember where exactly it goes, so I will have to check, and it's a whole thing. Let's look at this one. And then we'll look at the Goth Senior's house. Oh, we need to do... there we go. Let's do a little 360 of this one. This one had that railing as well, the light blue, same as the park. The teal? Yeah, teal. And then if we go inside, we have, it's like a pool bar area, I guess. The bathroom. And then on the outside, it's just this and a little pond. That's it. And here you have that. And then upstairs, we have, there was nothing in this room before, in The Sims 1. But I added a poker section because I thought it would be fun. I was gonna add the mahjong thing, but then I thought, no, let's just do poker for now. And this one, it was just another cafeteria, but I thought, let's make it into a bar. And I used the same color scheme for everything, and I gave them a piano and stuff like that, because I thought, you know, let's just give it a bit more meaning. And then you have this, and then on this side there's nothing, and then a toilet. And that's it. Let's move on. Let's see this, and then we have 3 more, and that's it. Cannot wait to post this video actually, because I'm very proud of all these, and I actually want to post it so I can play. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this neighborhood, so I will have one that I'm not gonna touch at all, which I'm gonna create downtown, and then I'm gonna have this one in which I play and continue, and then add downtown on my own, so then I can carry on building on top of things, you know, while still play without fearing that it's gonna ruin a possible download. But yeah, let's do a 360. I don't know why it's darker in this house. I think it's just the weather and the mod I use for like lighting. But yeah, let's go inside. Well, actually on the outside you have this little garden area that connects to like their aviary, and then here you have the tombstone area that they have. But again, if you would like, I can look into which ghosts are here and then create those themes and then kill them and then have them here if you like. But here we have the entrance, the foyer, dining room, aviary, living room, a music room. You could say that maybe Cornelia teaches piano to some kids, perhaps. It could also be Gunther, but Gunther is like a CEO, and maybe he's, well, no, actually, this is something that I was doubting, because in The Sims 1, he's a college dean of students, but it's because CEO was not a career in The Sims 1, apparently. So, but in The Sims 2 and 3, he's always a CEO, so I thought, should we stick to The Sims 1? We could say that he used to be, I thought, maybe, because in The Sims 2, when The Sims 2 he's old, he's dead actually. In The Sims 3 he's young and he's a CEO. We could say that in his youth he was a CEO, and then he retired and became a professor, and then he got promoted to college dean. But yeah, that's what I like to think. Here we have a more formal living room, where they can host parties and stuff. Their kitchen. And then if we go upstairs, we have, you know, this landing area, which is actually very pretty. And then here we have their bathroom, which is massive as well. Here we have their bedroom. This plant is not CC, it's actually the plants that you can make with the flower station, just for the record. And here they have a trophy room for their cats. And I try to recreate it as much as possible. I don't know how I can recreate the concept of like a pet show, but I guess we can try. I'll have to think about it. And then let's put them here so you can see. And then the other cat looks exactly the same, so there's no point. And here they have, there we go. Here they have like a playroom area, I guess. And here is Gunther Goth and Cornelia Goth. And this is Menelaus. I don't know, Menelaus Goth and Hecuba, which reminds me of Anibat, that she named Bella's daughter Hecuba, but it's actually the name of the cat from the Sims 1, and I thought that was quite cute. But she looks exactly the same as the other one, because they're twins. But yeah, and again, I made these as like a placeholder for tombstones. And they have the actual money they're supposed to have. Some of them do, some of them don't. I need to fix that whenever for like the last final checks, I guess. This one is actually a house in the Sims 1, but I thought there's literally no apartments here. And this is the house that look more like apartments to me. Even the entrance, there was like 5 entrances to the same house. I thought that doesn't make sense. So I thought I would transform it into apartments. It actually makes sense. So let's do a little 360. Oh, we need to fix that ASAP. There we go. And then if we go inside, this is one of the apartments. And then you go up, and then you have this area. This is the second apartment that has the entrance here and a bathroom there. And then upstairs it has just this and this. And then the second apartment, the third apartment, you get in and you have this and you have this. And upstairs you have the same. And then the last one, we have this one. And then you go up and you have that. These ones are more like for single people. These two. And these are more for like families, I guess. Or just richer couples, you could say, actually. But you could easily just like separate these into like 2 bedrooms. Same with these. Oh, that's so bad of me. I need to add the railing. I'll do it later because you have to change the lots and stuff, and it's too much. But I will fix it. Don't you worry. And the very, very last one. Oh no, and then we have these two. I forgot about these. These I had issues with. Because upstairs of one of the buildings, there's 2 bathrooms. But to me, I was like, I don't know, they don't really work like bathrooms to me. So I tried to make them into a medium room and an art room where people could paint. But then I thought, actually, I don't want to add that to a community lot because it will be very hard to recreate it in a way that, like, you know, they can actually use it as intended. So I put them back into bathrooms, to like toilets, sorry. And then I'm gonna add a medium room to a family that we're gonna discuss at the very end, and then an art room somewhere else, I don't know yet where. But here's a 360. The lot in the Sims 1 would end here, but then if I had made one that was just this, I could have, but all this area would have been blanked, and I didn't want that. I want it to be connected, so that's why I added this. So if we go inside, we have another cafeteria, and I guess you can buy produce here too. And then on this side we have an antique shop, but it's more like occult stuff. That's why you have all of this stuff. I don't know why, but if you go actually there in the Sims 1, there's like skulls and dark magic items and stuff. So this is all I could do really with what I had. It's like a more gothic looking charity shop in my opinion. But you can still buy clothes here, so that's cool, I guess. And then upstairs we have them 2 toilets, which also make no sense, but that's how they are. And then another pool gaming area. But here actually we could make it into like a mahjong. This is what I actually wanted to do and I forgot about it. Let's do this. Oh, I don't like that. It's because I have it with quarter tiles. I can do these, and then I can move it quarter tile. There we go. There we go. And it will work. I believe. Do you believe in love after love? Anyway, let's move on to the very last one, which is just a normal house. I don't know why I save it for the last, but you know, I'm not great at making videos. um, but I will finally be able to upload it, and I'm very happy because I didn't want to make more until I could upload it. So let's do a 360 of this one. And then on the inside we have these. And then we have that. And that's it. Nothing crazy for this one. And now we're gonna talk about details. It's all about details, isn't it? So, let's get this view for the meantime. Here we have Michael Bachelor, the Pleasants, and the Roomies. And then, oh, there was something I said I was gonna talk later on at the end. Oh yes, you know how in The Sims 1 you have Neighborhood 1 and you have Neighborhood 2. Neighborhood 2 has a family here, and then it has two houses here and there. I thought, and you tell me what you would prefer. I can create them and have them here and make them be part of the neighborhood, and it actually makes sense. This is not my idea. This is someone, I will put their YouTube channel in the videos, I forgot their name, but they make Sims 1, what's the word? Sims 1, so like lore videos. And the person who lives here, I think their name is Mashuga, like the family name, Mashugas. The woman in this house, she's a phone psychic. So people say that actually Mama Hick gave her all her money. And they live here, but their house is ugly as fuck. And it's very quirky, and most of the things they don't even exist in The Sims 2. So that's why I didn't create it, because I was like, I don't know, this looks very realistic and suburbs and everything, and I didn't want to ruin it. But you know, I can try to make it look nice. And there's another house here, and there's another sort of like mansion looking thing here, kind of very similar to this one, but more rocky. But yeah, if you want I can do this. If not, I can just upload this one for download. But yeah, please, whoever knows how to upload something to Mod The Sims to download, or to like, I can do it to my own website, whatever, which I don't have, but I can create one, I can look into that. Please tell me, help me, or just send me to where I can learn. Not the website thingy, I mean, yeah, if you know how to make a website, please let me know, but how to upload something, that would be very useful. And then later on, we're gonna do something I never done, which is create a custom destination for nightlife, and I'm very excited. But yeah, I will also make sure that I remove all the townies, so then I can add actual townies to, like the ones from The Sims 1, into downtown. But yeah, I really hope you liked it, and I hope you had fun, and yeah, let me know what you think, and yeah, I hope you enjoy playing with it someday. This will be my very first download thingy. So yeah, have a good day, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, happy everything, just be happy. But if you're sad, that's also fine. It's okay to not be okay. And the cult of positivism I cannot tolerate. So anyway, bye!